clearly, please.
Starting to suspect that Toaster might be taking notes.
Right?
Oh my god. And we are live. Oh,
Hello.
hello from different parts of the United States with a British accent or some kind of horrible imitation of one.
I'm not even gonna try an accent right now because
uh,
with these, it'd be a disaster, I'm sure.
uh, I'm starting to think it's a nervous tick just to go into
Yeah.
accents. I don't
Mhm.
know.
Hey, it happens.
Oh my gosh. Well, welcome to Any Last Words, guys. I'm your host, Joe. My guest tonight, returning, Desiree Weir. How are you doing tonight,
Hello.
darling?
Doing good.
Good, good, good. Tonight we're going to be reviewing Netflix's new film, Army of the Dead, which just recently came out. Everybody's talking about it right now, and we're going to talk about it tonight. So you guys go ahead and put in your comments so you can talk with us. So, yeah.
Definitely.
Oh my gosh. So we talked about it a little bit before we started here,
Yeah.
and you said you've seen it several times already.
Yes, twice to be precise.
Twice.
Um,
Okay.
we saw it the first time. Rob was like, "Oh, we've got to watch this," and I was like, "Okay, you've got my attention." And I watched it again once I talked to you, and you're like, "Yeah, let's do that." So I was like, I took notes and everything. I have 3 pages of notes. Don't mind me,
Nice.
just so I don't
I have
forget
notes I
things.
probably won't look at.
I
So,
probably won't look at them much either, just kind of glancing, but it's definitely an awesome movie. We loved it here.
you know, I liked it. It kept my attention enough, but there was there was a lot of it I was just kind of I felt kind of cheated a little bit. Felt kind of cheated. I'll let you
Yeah,
know why in just a second. Hey Timothy, hey Leonard, hey Richard, uh Michael, Michelle, Michael. Sorry, I'm horrible. Um
mhm.
got a lot of you guys watching right now. I'm trying to keep up. The comments keep popping. So thank you guys for joining. Appreciate it. I'm watching it right now with my fourth viewing. Wow, nice. Um,
And the more you watch it, the more things you see that you may
yeah,
have not seen the first time.
I
Because, yeah.
like that you said that. I like that you said that because I've only seen it once. It took me last night and the rest of this afternoon to watch it. Um, but I like to watch YouTube videos where people are kind of breaking down the movie and
Okay.
like showing you or explaining or like they have their own theories about little Easter eggs that they catch going on that aren't
There
like
are,
really clear cut to the point what it is. It's just there kind of deal. You know what
yeah.
I'm saying?
And
So I like
there's
that
a
you brought that
lot of
up.
those. There are a
Yeah.
lot of those in this movie.
Yeah. Richard said, I don't hate it, but I don't need to see it again. Hey, let's have a zombie movie in fake Vegas. Lots of Easter eggs from Snyder's earlier works. Yeah, that's what I saw in one of the videos that I watched.
Yeah.
Um, Now I like Batista as an actor.
Oh, of course.
I thought he did really well. I thought he fit. I mean, obviously as an action star, but you can't assume just because you look like an action part that you're gonna hold it well. And I feel he did. Um,
I feel he did as well. However, he almost turned the role down because of that exact reason, because he doesn't want to be just known as an action star.
really.
Some of the things I've read up on this movie in the last few days.
Ooh. I thought it was funny through the movie. He was like, he kept thinking like, "Oh, I want this restaurant. Oh, what about this food truck?"
Yeah,
Like he just like, in the most like shittiest, stressful times, it was like he'd bring up the food truck. Like he would remind
exactly.
himself of the goal of
Yeah,
something like positive and not where he's at.
that exactly. You got
It
to
is
do that in
comforting.
those situations sometimes.
Yeah.
Coping mechanisms.
Excuse me. Damn Dr. Pepper, not sponsored, but I wish it was because I love
Right.
it. um,
I'm a Mountain Dew girl these days, but I still drink a Dr. Pepper every now and again.
I could never do Mountain Dew. It's like I don't like the taste of it. It kind of reminds me of Red Bull, and then Red Bull kind of reminds me of cough syrup,
Yeah, I can see
like the
that.
old school lemon cough syrup. kind of shit. I don't know why I keep going back to the lemon one. Probably because the lemon never tasted like fucking lemon back in the
Lemon,
day. It
that
tasted like,
artificial lemon.
it was so nasty.
It just tasted citrusy.
Yeah, it was like some artificial sweet medicine citrus, and it was not lemon. I love lemon. That's my favorite, but that was not fucking lemon, and that was not my favorite. So, uh, let's see. Let's see. The
Yeah.
movie's worth watching just for Siegfried and Roy's zombie tiger. I
I
concur.
love that
That
tiger.
was
Oh
dope.
my goodness.
Right? Now,
Oh,
this movie gave me like, I don't know, I kind of could see that this movie was obviously based on a couple of other movies. And if they
yeah.
weren't, yeah, fucking right, because that's too coincidental. I'm sorry, not
Right?
sorry, but I'm gonna say it. Like I Am Legend and Zombieland and a little bit of Night of the Living Dead, a little
Yeah.
bit of Dawn of the Dead in there with the pregnant,
Yeah.
the whatever she ends up being. We'll talk about these other
That
deals
later.
later.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got some little things from it, and I'm normally not I'm not a CGI person, but I kind of I it was tolerable for this kind of movie, understandable, I guess.
Yes. Now I'm going to
So,
blow your mind. I
oh
don't know if
shit,
you know this, but the actress that played the helicopter pilot, I can't think of her name right now. She was actually not in the actual movie at all. Like they filmed the entire movie. They had another actor uh in that position.
what
He
they
got
like green screened
Hang
her in
on.
there?
They green screened every scene of her into the movie. She sat there and went through her lines. And I didn't notice it the first time we watched it, but the second time I watched it, you can kind of see it's not that it's bad CG, it's just like they blur it just enough to where she looks like she's actually in the scene and kind of in the foreground, but
What?
it's pretty interesting. But the reason
Oh,
why they did that is because the actor that they had for the part originally, Chris, I cannot say his last name to save my life, Delia, got into some trouble with text messages and sexual misconduct against women, and some of them were underage when he was messaging them. So to avoid that controversy, Zach turned around and spent a few $1 million to take him completely out of the movie. And that's why that actress, it's funny because Batista says, he's like, I would love to finally meet my co-star from this wonderful movie. Watching the movie, you think they have like great, like, you feel like she's actually there with them, but she was never around them.
wow, that's crazy. That's
Very
crazy.
crazy.
Oh my gosh, real quick, hey Mark, hey Trina, hey Miggy Migs. Thank you guys for joining. Um, let's see. Yeah, no kidding. I couldn't tell she was green screened. Body didn't match the face. Hey there and hey there. Yeah, no, that's crazy. I didn't know. I'm gonna have to go back and watch. I'm gonna have to watch.
Now,
I'm definitely gonna have to watch that again.
yeah,
Oh
and
man.
then Rob, of course, being who he is, he likes to know like the Easter eggs and stuff in
Mhm.
things. And the first time we watched it, I completely missed it. I was staring at the screen, but completely missed it. If you notice, what Rob and I think these aliens slash zombies, almost robotics, because some of them, when they die, one of them makes like it's being electrocuted while once it's shot. So we were like, well, they're coming from Area 51 in the beginning of the movie. If you watch at 45 seconds in, you can actually see two spaceships over the
Mhm.
right hand corner of the screen. There's like a sign for Area 51. And in the background, these two ships are right at the screen and then they go up. And like, it was so obvious. Like, how did I miss that? But that's
Mhm.
one of the things. So I think they're part alien, part zombie. And I honestly think that the the main one that gets released in the accident in the beginning of the movie. I think he was a soldier that either volunteered for it or something of that nature, and it turned into a big mistake, like to become like the ultimate army. And because if you think about it, they're already undead technically, so they can't really die unless they get head wounds. All you do is put metal helmets on them and you've got an undead army that will do its thing.
Yeah. Well, see that video, that video that I watched earlier, it basically combined the two things that you were just talking about. Like it connected them together. Like,
Yeah.
well, the few things you just talked about, it connected them all together. It basically said, yes, they came from Area 51, and that you can see the spacecrafts in the background go, phew, that they're carrying the canister, and then the two soldiers are they're sitting there speculating like what's in the canister. And then, you know, the operator or whomever is telling him, you know, this is mothership to the four horsemen, this and that. And then, you know, this creature gets out. And when the one chick, total spoiler, guys, by the way, if you guys haven't seen it, if you haven't seen it yet, this is your fault for joining in. Anyway, but
spoiler alerts left.
I mean, if you're gonna watch one of these reviews, you got to know there's spoilers. I mean, come on, that's just like grabbing coffee and not knowing that it's gonna be fucking hot. Let's get real, guys. Hot water bun baby. All right, guys, come on. We don't need Rain Man to tell us. But anyway. Jesus, I'm gonna get canceled so quick. But anyway, but no, so the alien gets out of the canister, and then what's her name? Werewolf? The blonde chick?
The Coyote.
When she's taking the group in there, like Batista and all them, she's talking about how like they're more organized, they're intelligent, but on different levels.
And they're faster and smarter.
Yeah. And they've made a civilization. They have reason, all kinds of other stuff. They're basically saying that they were aliens that got out of Area 51 and infected these people and started their own colony. And basically that's the king and queen and shit like that. And blah, blah, blah. That the robotic ones that you're talking about, because they pointed out robotic ones too with the blue eyes.
Well, see, and Rob and I got into a discussion about that. I was like, it's the alien, you know, that's the alien-esque in them. And then he's like, no, watch it again. And I watched it again. And there's definitely 2 kills for sure that when they get shot in the head, it almost sounds like a robot being destroyed.
Yeah, and there's one in the casino, like where he shoots him in the head. It's like you get a total Terminator feel, like when he gets shot in the face and it like skids
exactly
up.
What Rob said.
Yeah, and then there's when they're getting guided through that, what is it, that underground
like
kitchen,
the hallway
or
whatever.
Yeah,
the hallway. And then the guy's like in the corner, he pops out, and when he shoots him, he's like the only zombie there. And when he does it, he kind of like short circuits almost, like
fire. And then there's a couple in the background that have blue, like shiny eyes. So in this guy's video, his theory is that they're either like a robotic creation from those aliens, like they have a higher technology and they've created their own robots, or that the government planted those robots in there, like they were able to like make it mimic like a zombie would, and then put it in there to monitor and watch what they're doing.
And that's another thing that kind of threw me for a loop with this movie, because I'm one about details. I'm sorry, but it's got to make sense in some way. I don't ever remember watching it twice again. I could have missed it, but they never really give you a full time span of once it broke out to when they go to drop the bomb, how long had it been? But when Batista's talking to his daughter in the film, like about halfway through, you know, they're in the midst of everything, and she goes, you think that's why I haven't talked to you for all these years? So it's like a long time that these alien zombies have had time to build an army, if you will. And you can tell there's different levels, of the infection, if you will. You've got the head honcho and then his queen, and then there's a few of the alphas, and I think it's because it's the first few that the main guy had bitten. Once he got in there, they like become his leaders in a way. And then because I'm a big Theo fan. I loved Sons of Anarchy. I loved him in that. I hated him in this movie. I hated him. But that's what makes him such a good actor at the same time, I think. But he'll always be Juicy, the scared little bitch that'll always turn over on anybody. So when what happened to him happened, I was like, yes. Somebody did it to him before he had a chance to do it to them. But he also just his role once he was bitten, and you see him later in the film as the zombie, it's almost like he's more powerful than, I forget the term they used. I think she called them like, not walkers, but something along the lines of
Scratchers
that.
Or scavengers or something
There
like
you
that.
go. Yeah, that word.
Scabbers or something. Well, I had caught real quick. I don't know if you caught it, but when they took him off into that other casino, they were saying that basically like whichever type you get bit by is what you're going to become.
Exactly.
So
if
the
you're bitten by
stronger one took him.
Yeah. And I agree with that. But another thing, let me look at my little notes here.
Shamblers, that's what they're called. Thank you.
Shamblers.
Thank you,
there
guys.
we go. Thank y'all.
Yeah. Oh, and also it says that it was a 10 years between the zombie war and going into the casino raid. Okay, cool.
Okay, I missed that somehow. I don't know how, but
I did too. I just remember them going, the president decided they wanted to blow it up on the 4th of July because it would be really cool. Like, what?
I was like, who was president? Trump?
Oh my God. It's like, it would be really cool if we just did it on the 4th of July.
Right? Okay.
Oh my Lord.
The safe cracker, aka the German guy, loved him as an actor. First off, being an army brat and growing up in Germany, Scheiße was my word. Like, well, I'm sure you remember me in the Corps. Every time I hurt myself or something, it was Scheiße. It wasn't shit. But he cracks me up with that. But I found out some really cool things about him.
Okay.
The safe guy may be starring. He's starring and directing to a prequel of that movie of Army of Thieves, is what they're saying is what the next part of it's going to be. And the safe guy is the one that's directing and starring in it. So that's pretty cool, to be able to have that much control. And Rob and I were talking about it because they never actually show his death. And Rob's like, what if he's still alive?
Ooh.
And I'm like, what? The bomb blew. And he goes, but the guy that was stuck in the safe, he made it. I said, yeah, but he was in the safe. He goes, but when the head guy takes you, like, he doesn't turn you right away. Like, he had the other women staying in the hotel, and he'd pull one every now and again. And Rob thinks he may have had him up there and turned him into the new, like, alpha of it there. So that might be a possibility for the second one too. Just a lot of different little things I've picked up. Let's see. Gotta say it. The soundtrack was awesome. The soundtrack was great. Who doesn't love those songs? And when they did, near the end, they played Zombie, and from the Cranberries. I know it's a rendition, but that was her voice singing, and that was so cool. I loved that.
Yeah, that was pretty dope. I will say, what was it? What was the first song in the fucking movie? The Gambler?
Yes.
Where it was the guy and the girl singing together. That, I will say, at some point, that got on my damn nerves. That girl like kept going on and on and on. I was like, Jesus Christ, like nails on a fucking chalkboard.
I can see
God,
that. This
was a cool song until that shit happened. Like, this was going good. This showed up.
But
Oh
yeah.
my gosh. Okay. Well, so that's, I don't know, I guess that's kind of more or less the movie. Like they kind of leave it open, now
Yeah.
we're kind of like at the end, they leave it kind of open to where, probably going to crash land in Mexico somewhere, and then it's going to infect the people there and so on
Yeah.
and so forth, and it's going to become like the world pandemic kind of deal.
Yeah. There were a lot of things that Rob and I noticed too, like in the scene when they get to the hallway to get to the safe.
Mhm.
If you notice, the guy that ends up in the safe and the German guy are kind of talking, and he's like, "You, these idiots," and they're looking at the dead bodies. Now, if you look at those dead bodies, one of them is wearing the scarf like Batista, or the
Yeah.
bandana. The first one is wearing the shawl like the guy that ends up in the safe. Homegirl's necklaces
Mhm.
were on the third body, and then the flowered shirt or the Hawaiian shirt for the helicopter pilot. And he then says, "What if we're just sitting here to repeat our our failures until we actually accomplish what we came here to do?" Kind of thing. That put into perspective. And then late, or was it later, or no, it was before that, when they find the blueprints. They
Mhm.
find the blueprints already in there. So how many other people had attempted this and had failed? That's what.
I totally forgot about that part, and that part actually really pissed me off too, because I was like, they
Yeah,
kind of just left it there. They
there.
just threw it in they just set the shit on the middle of the table, turned around and walked away. And
Exactly.
was like, you can't open this, it's just there.
It's just
Like,
there.
what the fuck are we supposed to do with this? Like, what's happening?
But then again, you've got the bad guy that actually works for the millionaire that said, when he takes the head of the queen, and when he does that, like, it's all about, that's what it was all about. It had nothing to do about them actually succeeding and getting into the safe. It was all about them getting a live member, or something like that, that they could get research done on it and turn it over into the wrong hands, I'm sure. But
Yeah,
I think that's what it was all about to begin with. I don't think it was ever about any of the money in the safe.
right. Hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I want to know what happens next in this besides the prequels. I know they said something about an animated prequel
Yep.
series called Lost Vegas.
Okay.
So we'll see what happens with that. I want to just know what happens with, the sequel. That's where I want to fucking go. Like, I don't care about the rest right now. So,
Well, there are a couple of questions I still have from the movie too. Like, how did Homeboy survive the blast in the safe? Yeah, I get it. He's in a safe and he's underground, but did the doors just pop open because of the blast? How did he? It was a nuclear bomb, from what I understood. So, and
well,
it
in the
took
video
him
that I
how
watched,
long to actually turn?
yeah.
Too?
Well, the video that I watched actually pointed out that when him and like the head zombie alien guy were fighting, he bit him in the back of the arm. That's why you see it on the plane.
But
But
you don't actually see him bite him, because I watched that closely a couple of times. You see them tussle and he goes to bite him, and then the German guy knocks him out, or hits him and throws him off, but you never actually see him bite him.
right, you just see
Yeah,
the scars and stuff later on at the end and go, "Oh
exactly.
shit, so we did bite him."
Yeah.
But in this guy's video, he was talking about how like during that fight he gets bit. This is just his theory of how he
Theory.
survived
Yeah.
basically, is that he got bit and normally you instantly get turned. But the nuclear bomb went down, and thinking that maybe the exposure to the radiation kind of messed with that DNA from or
My
whatever it is
God.
that causes that to spread through your body and make you one of them. Like maybe it delayed it, and that's why he started having the shit go on the
On the
plane at that
flight,
point.
because he
So
was out of the blast area where the contamination would be.
yeah,
Because that was one thing that puzzled me. I'm like, really? How could really? He walked away from it like, okay.
yeah. Jeez. Well, out of okay, so let's see. Let's rate it by slots. Between
Mm.
1 and 10 slots, how many slots would you give it?
I guess I'd give it about 8 slots. I really liked it, to be honest with you. It was something different, and it was not a remake of something else. It was, but it wasn't, with what we talked about at the beginning. But yeah,
Okay.
what would you
Uh,
give
y-
it?
I agree. I would give it, the same thing. I
Yeah,
agree. I mean, I think I don't necessarily think the copying was like really bad in a way, or
no,
the making of like was really bad. I think if anything, it made people more familiar, more comfortable, if you will. Like, oh yeah,
exactly.
we liked this and it's in that, even though it just, when you stand back and look at it, you're like, oh, that's cheesy as hell. It's like, well, no, I mean, it still went well together. It was
Yeah.
fine. Um, but yeah, I still want to know what the hell's up with that time traveling shit. Because I sat there and as soon as he goes, oh, maybe we're in a loop, and I was like, don't tell me these motherfuckers are in purgatory. Is this Lost? Fuck
Right?
Lost. I hate that show. Is
I
this
never
Lost all
watched
of a
that
sudden?
show. I
Oh
never
my
watched that
God.
show. So, yeah.
It's like one of the best and worst fucking shows
That's what
ever.
I heard. And for some reason, I didn't get into it. Now, why? I don't know. Just,
I
I don't know.
watched it when it was like new. So it was
Um,
like you waited every single week to watch the next fucking episode, and then you had to wait like for the fall to be over with and the summer to happen, so you got the new season and shit.
season.
And
Yep.
then during lockdown last year, about this time last year, I got my boyfriend to watch it. I
Hmm.
think it was on Hulu, and we binge watched the whole thing. He liked it, and then he was pissed, and then he was like, "What the fuck?" And it's like, yeah, it's a good show, but I fucking hate it. So like, and I
Right.
was like, so how do you think I felt back then? Because I had to wait so long. Like I didn't get to
Yeah.
binge watch this shit like you get to.
Yeah.
So
Well, see,
God,
we
Jesus.
started binge watching one of them. What was the most recent? Oh, Good Girls. Love that show. But we
Good
started
girl.
binge watching that one. It's got oh my gosh, the guy that played in Scooby Doo as Shaggy,
Oh,
Matthew
Matthew
Lillard.
Lillard.
Yes, he's in it. There's a couple of other actresses and actors that I know of, but not big people. But started watching it, binge watched the whole first season and second season, and then Rob's like, wait a minute, there's a new season that just came out. And we've been anxiously. So I know that feeling, waiting, actually having to sit there and wait a week to see the episode
Oh
after
my God.
binge
I'm so
watching it. It's
glad
like,
that that time is kind of over with now. I mean, there's
kind
still
of.
some stuff, but
Yeah.
we're all like, instant, like, let's go do this now. I'm still waiting for my fucking jetpack. That's all I know. But God.
I want a real hoverboard, not those wheeling things they got.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh
I'm
my
waiting for
Lord.
that.
Yeah. Oh, Mark has a question for you. He says, Desiree, what kind are you smoking?
Cigarettes,
Yeah.
I Turkish Gold,
Ooh, touch
Camel
go.
Turkish Golds.
Oh, that's a pretty color box. Definitely
Yes,
get ya.
trying to quit, but yeah, we all know how that goes.
Yeah. We're trying also, so we've got to stop. I'm trying
We've
to
got
go
to
back to cigars, but cigars you just got to take your time with. It's like I don't have time in the day to sit anymore and
just
enjoy a
relax.
cigar.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. As soon as I get home, I'm like getting ready for the next day. Like I'm getting ready for the show on top of getting ready for dinner, making lunches, doing laundry, doing dishes. And it's like
Yeah.
over and over and over. It's just a winding clock that never stops.
Stop.
But I digress. So this movie wasn't horrible. It wasn't bad. It was pretty good. It was
Yep.
entertaining. It was funny. I like the
Yep.
actors in it. Yeah. So we give it, what did we give it? 8 slots?
8 slots.
Eight
Yeah.
slots and a buffet ticket?
There we go.
Maybe
And
comp half
and
a room.
right. And the tiger is my favorite character out of the whole movie. I'm sorry. I was just waiting for it to maul somebody's face, and it did that.
Right?
And it's so true to life, because if you have ruthless animals like I do,
Mm,
They look sweet and innocent one moment, and then they're leaving dead body parts everywhere. And
Aw.
real kitty cats go right for the head. So I was like, they've got to have a headshot. And when
Oh
that kitty did
yeah.
that, I was like, yes, it's just like my kitties. My kitties are just tigers, just smaller.
Yeah, that was a gnarly head crunch. I loved it. It was great. And I liked
Oh,
how they
yeah.
kind of surprised you with it later. Like you totally forgot about the whole tiger bullshit. And then it was like,
Yep.
bam, kitty
Bam, in
kitty.
your face. Here comes kitty kitty.
Jeez. Okay. Mark says, cool, I'm smoking on Senecas.
What's that?
Aren't they the blue and white packs? I think they're
I've
blue and
never
white
heard of
packs.
them.
With the mountain on it? Or the eagle on it? I don't remember. Not American Spirits.
Remember, y'all, I'm in Georgia, so things are a little different out here. And yeah, just a
Yeah, because
little.
I've never seen those pack of cigarettes before, but
Really?
and I'm
Well,
not
they've
really
got
looking for them though either. But I would notice that
true.
color.
Yeah, they've got, well, they're usually by the other camels. They've got like red packs and like a real pretty like turquoise that I'm sure is menthol, but it's real pretty, like jewel tones.
Ooh. Ah,
But
well, I think we're done for the evening. I liked this movie. I would watch it again, and then I'd probably be it for a long while.
yeah, I'll probably watch it in a couple of months and be like, oh yeah, that's something else I missed.
Right? I'm definitely gonna try to find some more videos on what's like the little Easter eggs and shit
Easter
like
eggs
that to
and
see if
stuff.
there's be some more dots connected.
Yeah, Rob
So
said something about when they first get into Las Vegas as they're going in, there's a big billboard, and I can't remember the Asian guy's name that's on it, but something to do with him. That's an Easter egg of some sort. I didn't find out exactly what it was, but
huh,
yeah.
I'll have to look for that. I'm gonna, like I said, I'm
Yeah.
gonna watch one more time, and that's probably about it. But
Yeah.
I'll watch other people's videos on it. So
First, so you get all the little tidbits of where to look, when to look.
yeah, right. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. Let me see if I can line my stuff up right.
Uh-oh.
Hopefully, I don't get a copyright claim because I want to do a freaking exit video tonight so my Patreons see their appreciation. So, all right, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. I gotta go to bed early tonight because I got work. But you guys go watch this movie if you haven't, or if we haven't spoiled it too much for you.
Try not to give everything away, but you know.
Yeah, we left a couple things out. I mean, the movie's 2 hours and 23 minutes long, so I mean, there was a lot of shit going on. But
Get your
yeah,
munchies ready beforehand.
exactly. Shit. Oh, thank you, Desi, for joining me again tonight. I had a
You're
lot of fun.
welcome. I love you too.
Oh, love you, darling. So, mwah. Thank you, guys. Have a
Bye,
good evening.
y'all.
I will see you guys tomorrow night. Good night, guys.
Bye.